I know for a lot of us, these lockdowns can be kind of hard, so we're going on an adventure. We're flying from Los Angeles up to San Francisco in the United 777-200. We just finished getting everything loaded up, so we'll be pushing back off the gate here shortly. Here's just a little outside view. Here's the plane. To say the 777 is probably one of my favorites, probably the second favorite. The 787 is definitely my favorite airplane. So we're just gonna go ahead, have careful pushback in departure. It's gonna pull off the jet bridge. So let's go ahead and arm the doors. Get all that closed up. Get our EPU fired up. There we go. Get our rotating beacon turned on. Yep, there goes the jet bridge being clear.
Hello, Captain. We're ready for pushback.
Gotta wait till I see APU. Gotta see the APU's live, then I'll go ahead and disconnect the go ahead and disconnect our ground power. Come on, APU. Actually turn off the believe that means the APU is live. Let's just check on the iCast. Yep, APU is running. I can go ahead and disconnect off the ground power. Remove the wheel chocks, and release the parking brakes. Oh, they were not ready for me to release parking brakes. I got yelled at. Oh, you know what? It'll help if select the pushback type.
Release parking brakes.
There we go. Now I'm cleared to release brakes. Ground brakes are released.
Start at will.
Alrighty, so we're just going to come up here. I'm going to go ahead and start our left engine. Throttles are idle. Let's go ahead and introduce fuel into that engine. The 777 does have the auto start system, so all I have to do is let the fuel flow into the engine, and then it will take care of itself from there and start up. To anyone just joined the stream, good evening, welcome on board this United flight. We're United 25 tonight from Los Angeles up to San Francisco in the United 777. Alright, so our taxi, we're gonna come up here, basically take a U-turn, and then go all the way down to the end, because there's 25 right. I'll go ahead, clear the messages on the iCast. Alrighty, number 1 engine started. Let's go ahead and start the number 2 engine. You actually also go ahead, shut off the fuel pumps on the center tank, as I'm only using the wing tanks for tonight's flight. Okay, and
Set parking brakes.
Waiting your confirmation for good engine start.
about 30,000 pounds of fuel. Just letting ground know they got a good engine start. They're cleared to disconnect. So got a guy down there walking in. Also go ahead and get a squawk code. Just throw it in there. That's good enough.
Unlocking gear. Tow truck disconnected. Bypass bin removed.
Definitely helps if I remember to throw some fuel. There. So how's everyone doing tonight on this Monday? Hopefully you guys are having good weather. I know it is December, but out where I am, we saw, I think it was like 65 degrees was the high today, which, I mean, very, very abnormal for December out here, I'd say. Go ahead, give them the flash of the taxi light. They know we're ready.
Left is clear.
But it's supposed to be, yeah. All right, there's the signal, letting us know that he's disconnected. Our gear pin is clear. But back to what I was saying, it's 65 for the next couple days, and then I think Friday it's going to snow, which is just really surprising. But that is wintertime out here, so it happens. Gonna wait for them to clear, get the taxi light on, and then we'll get out of here. As you can see, it is beautiful twilight. I was hoping that we would make it where it was still daylight, but unfortunately, I don't think that's possible. We'll go ahead and set our flaps to 5 and turn auto brake to RTO. Ooh, no need to do the Southwest taxi. That would be that'd be excessive. Just gonna take it nice and slow. Let the FAs in the back. Make sure they get the cabin all prepped for our departure. I'm gonna go ahead and continue the turn down here onto Bravo and take Bravo to the end. I'm actually probably gonna do the intersection departure off of 25 Red Foxtrot. We're not that heavy tonight. Definitely carrying more cargo than passengers right now, as demand is kind of diminished. In case anyone's curious what my setup is, I'm just using a Thrustmaster Box 2 Pro. So it's just a stick. Don't have any of the rudder pedals, don't have a yoke. It's got an integrated throttle system, although eventually, at some point, I'll probably, hopefully, upgrade to a HOTAS system, and also get some rudder pedals so I can definitely do some other flying. I'm also thinking about one day making the jump over into Flight Sim 2020, but I think I'm going to upgrade the equipment a little bit before I go ahead and make that jump. Those of you wondering what aircraft I'm using, this is the PMDG 777. It's like, this is the 200. They do have a 300 variant as well, if you want to go for the stretched version. United colors. Thought about doing the Thought about doing the old school Battleship Gray. I remember flying on that when I was younger. Also the tulip colors. That was what they had after the Battleship Gray. But coming up, we're going to take the next. Going to take our next right. Go ahead, shut the APU off. No reason to burn that extra fuel. Another add-on I think I'm going to get eventually is called Chase Plane. It'll allow me to do camera presets and cool stuff like that, and really take away some of the jerkiness from just using the hat stick and just the default FSX stuff. Gonna hold here, get on the phone. Perfect. Just got the cabin ready chime, so let's go ahead and flip on the landing lights and the strobes. Get our wing lights on. And go ahead and take the runway 25 right, so check. Check final, final's clear.
25 right.
Now let's line up. Already 25 right is verified.
Right.
Now let's just go ahead and get the door config warning. Makes me think something is not armed, so let's just go ahead and check that real quick. That's awkward. Had a bulk cargo door open. Just goes to show you, always make sure you do your checklists. That should be closed now, so we can go ahead and spool the engines back up. And take off. The rest set. Achieved. Hey, nuts. Cross check. Rotate. Positive climb. Gear up. Alrighty, we'll go ahead, pull throttles back so we don't overspeed. And go ahead and start making that turn. No, not yet actually. Yeah, keep climbing. I do not know why this thing wanted to climb so fast. We're rocking out at 8,000 vertical feet per minute. Definitely way too high. Gonna go ahead and switch it on over to autopilot. Here I'm actually gonna... That's way too high. Let's go up in a more reasonable 1,500 feet per minute. Because, shit. I think we probably just made some of our passengers pass out on that. Jeez. There we go. Turn the brightness of these displays down a little bit. Much easier to see them at night now. Here we're gonna get a nice shot of Los Angeles off the left side of the air, correction, right side of the aircraft. There's a nice view of the city. I need to tweak some of these texture settings a little bit to get some better city looks. I actually just got it working again a couple days ago, so haven't had time to mess with the settings again. Alright, we're about to cross the 10,000, so taxi lights can come off. There are landing lights, and we can also turn off the wing lights. Got about a little under an hour until we are going to be on the ground in San Francisco. Let's go ahead and go direct to Casta. That should shave some time off. There we go. Passing by Gart now. Let's just go direct to Casta. There we go. All right, ladies and gentlemen, from the flight deck, this is your captain. Just a quick update. We are climbing out. We're expecting about another 45 minutes up the coast in San Francisco at night. Well, I'll give you current weather once you get a little closer. Sit back, relax, enjoy the flight. Then go ahead, turn off terrain. Let's get the weather radar on though. And let's go pull up the weather for San Francisco real quick. All right, currently it's San Francisco. It is 66 degrees, partly cloudy skies, and no wind. That's going to be a beautiful night down there. Up there, whatever you want to call it. As my P3D freezes, which is always fun. There we go. VNAV. All right, we're cruising to 380. We got 200 nautical miles to our top of descent. And we are we're just cruising. Everyone have a good weekend. Anyone get up to anything fun, anything like that this weekend? And there's 18,000. Altimeter set to standard. I know I planned on 2 hours for this stream, but we might just do one flight and call it. Do have some stuff to get done. Have to get to bed kind of early tonight, so we'll see how it goes. Sorry for the random losses of sound whenever I click out to go check on something. Sometimes does some weird stuff. That was a very nice sunset we got to see. I don't need the floodlights on. We're just gonna keep the panel at nice state. Need any lights, we do have the storm light that we can use. So we got Stoke, Surfer, and then we're gonna be on their descent. We'll let the airplane manage the descent, and we'll intervene with speed as necessary. So I'm always looking for other games to play, so if you guys have any ideas, feel free to drop those suggestions. We know a lot of stuff, games. I don't know how good those will stream, but I have them, so you can play things like Among Us. Might buy the PC version of that. Then like I said, Microsoft Flight Simulator 2020, looking at getting that, and maybe picking up Train Sim World 2 if you guys are interested in seeing that. Also have American Truck Simulator and Farming Simulator. So those are a couple other options of games that we can play, and then obviously GTA and Death Stranding. So we've got many options for some fun games. The other thing I might do, I might start relying on an online service called VATSIM. They provide virtual air traffic control, so you can just have a little more realism Alrighty, just looks like we leveled off the cruising altitude, so engine's gonna go ahead, pull back, and then we are got a little bit of cruising to go. For another, I don't know, 20 minutes. We'll probably have it cruise, and then it'll be time to head on down the hill into San Francisco. So for not talking to that, is we're kind of just letting the beautiful sounds of the engine soothe us. Let's switch to some nice outdoor views though. Beautiful. There we go. I think that's a nice view. Last little bit of sun, so I'm gonna go ahead and turn down the mic and just let us all bask in the wonderful glory of this United 777. Alrighty, that was a nice little montage there, but I'm gonna go ahead, pop back into the flight deck and just make sure that we are preparing the cabin for arrival, as my P3D has frozen. Love when it does that. Alrighty, so you can go ahead and prepare this and look down at alright, going down to 1800 feet is what I'm gonna have to put up in the altitude selector. We're gonna be top of descent in 98 miles, so at about I don't know, 10 miles out. I'll go ahead and put that in. Just gonna pull up what our minimums are for this arrival. I'm using that vector. You can also use you can also get a Navigraph subscription. All right, there we go. And we're using the ILS to 28 right. So go look here. Not using circling, so 200 feet minimum is what we're looking at. That will be that won't be too bad. That's pretty easy on the do, especially since it's a clear night. Also, I'll make sure I provide an update before we land into San Francisco. For the passengers in the back with the weather that we're getting. Just remind you guys, if you do like this and want to see more of it, go ahead and hit that follow button. Also, make sure you hit that bell, so then you'll be notified every time I go live. I do stream Monday, Wednesday, and Friday from 6 p.m. until generally 8 p.m. Mountain. Tonight might cut out a little early, but might hang on for a little bit, and we'll just change this to a just chatting stream where you guys can ask questions. I'll interact with chat a little bit, just hang out, have a good time, kind of take your mind off everything going on in the world. So if you guys do want to see that, go ahead and let me know in chat. Alright, Surfer's 44 nautical miles away from Stoked, so that's going to be 52 nautical miles. Be to Stoked in about a minute, though. don't know if you guys do like this stuff, but I've made a cooking channel as well. It's gonna be on YouTube. If you guys are interested in that, I can always drop a link to that below. Tomorrow night I'm making some sweet and sour chicken. However, I'm not frying it, just because obviously that's less healthy. But I'm just gonna do it all in the pan. I was gonna make that tonight, but I just wasn't in the mood, so I went with a nice easy option of oatmeal. Nothing better than good old Quaker oatmeal. The only downside is it's now 6:30 and I'm kind of hungry. But I can deal with that bridge later because I gotta do some dishes tonight. My sink's kind of a mess. Definitely procrastinate a little on that, I guess is the best way to describe it. Alright, so we're about 54 miles out from the top of the descent now. And then we're going to start heading down the hill. Got about 30 minutes left on this flight, and we'll be on the ground. So this flight is definitely going by real quick. Definitely don't want to do anything too long just because on stream it can definitely get bored if I'm the same cruise for 2-3 hours. This isn't across the pond where me and thousands of others are doing real-time cruising, and it takes 6 to 8 hours to go from somewhere in Europe to somewhere in the US or vice versa. If you guys are interested in this flight sim content, there are definitely a couple channels I do recommend you check out. It's going to be Citation Max 1, Brad and Brad M. They both make excellent content, both excellent streamers. Definitely recommend supporting them. You can. There are a couple good VATSIM accounts as well, and then, as always, the blooper reels from live streams on Twitch. It's going to be from Flights and Bests on YouTube. Yeah, that's just a basic little rundown. Hopefully you guys are still liking the stream. I know it's not the most advanced setup in the world. Thinking at some point, eventually I'll probably get a camera, show my face, but that'll be many months down the road once once this thing kind of takes off and gets big. Ideally, my next goal is to get to a partner so I can start doing subscriptions, get you guys some more emotes that aren't just the basic Twitch emotes, and upgrade the software from just using the Twitch capture maybe over to something like Streamlabs. And then get some overlays and stuff like that. All right, we're about 32 miles out from descent, so I'm gonna go ahead and get this down to 1,800 feet. Obviously, if we're flying with real air traffic control and everything like that, they'd probably just have me step down. I wouldn't get to descend right to 1,800 on the following the star. But well, I'm not flying online anywhere, so I can basically do whatever I want, which is nice. I'm gonna go ahead and knock some of these gauges up a little bit, get a little bit of light on the panel. There we go. Weather's still looking good. Not a cloud in sight. Go do a check the weather. Alrighty, still no wind. 66 degrees. Under partly cloudy skies. Beautiful weather in San Francisco tonight. Swift flying weather. Alright, we're about 20 miles out from being able to start heading down the hill. Gonna go ahead and bring this range knob in. Go ahead, set my minimums for 200 feet. Oh, hold on. Come on, you silly thing. You know what? Let's just, since I'm fighting, let's go ahead and start heading down the hill. We're gonna use flaps 30, so that's gonna be 137 knot ref. I got 11,000 feet of runway to help me down there. This thing's gonna fight me. To reset that. There we go. Using the wrong clicker. Now we're gonna let's get this squared away. Gonna go ahead and get the fasten seatbelt sign off, guys in back. Ladies and gentlemen from the flight deck, this is your captain. I have turned on the fasten seatbelt sign as we have begun our initial descent into San Francisco. Current weather, it's 66 degrees, under partly cloudy skies, and no wind. Thank you guys so much for flying with us tonight. We know you have a lot of options when choosing to fly, and we thank you for flying the friendly skies. We hope to see you on another United flight soon. We'll be on the ground shortly. I'm going to turn up the brightness and all the panels a little bit. A little bit of floodlights going on that stuff. Not much, just a little. It's going to get a little funky down there, but that's okay. I don't see any other traffic, so we're basically cleared all the way straight down. Go ahead and load up the descent forecast. Let's also get the latest altimeter, 3016. Let's get that put in standby. There we go, 3016. Perfect winds definitely come down. Should not be an issue that I'm seeing. Just do that real quick. Make the make it a little easier on the computer. Alrighty, and we are perfectly on the approach path. Gonna be auto brakes 2. So run through the checklist. Alrighty, normal menu. Tank checks. Recall checked, clear. Notes checked. Auto brake 2. Set landing data. Input approach briefing has been completed. Move on to the approach. Timber's 3016. That'll be taken care of. And now we'll stand by for the landing check. Let's flight level change this down at 280. Since that's where my speed's kind of hanging out, we'll go ahead and manage the speed through the descent. It's going to go ahead, pull that range knob. No, we'll keep it out of it. Oh, since that's fighting, let's just go back into VNAV descent. I have to get the checklist. There we go. And we're just slowly heading down the hill. So I don't know about you guys, but I just had a recent experience in which I somehow lost a face mask I really liked, which is very disappointing. However, luckily, I was able to order a couple masks, so they should be here Wednesday and Thursday. It's not going to be as great as my old Ravens mask, but Maybe it will turn up somewhere. I don't know. That's kind of my hope, but we will see how it all shakes out. Now let's go ahead and knock that down to a 40-mile arc so I can get the best idea possible what's going on. Airport should be just out there. No, I can't see it yet. Radio's all tuned up for the ILS though, so we're looking good for this. Got a little bit of floodlight going on this panel. There we go. Not going crazy with it, but you know, just enough. Oh, that was way too much. Don't really need to worry about. Let's just put this on weather and terrain though. Maybe it's turbulence, I can't remember, but we'll just get both of those going. Alright, we're now below 18,000 feet. Let's go ahead and switch the altimeter over to our landing altitude. Not landing altitude, sorry, landing altimeter setting. Yep, we're expecting. Alright, so the only hard restriction we have is at C-pin, which is 3,200. We're looking pretty good on the path though, so. At some point, we'll start dropping flaps and pulling the speed back, but right now, we're just gonna keep doing this managed descent. Letting the airplane take us down. Nothing wrong with that. Beautiful night here in the flight simulator. Can't complain about it one bit. I know it has been gusty during the days out in California, so it's nice the winds have died down for the night. And as we're approaching 10,000, landing light's going to come back on. We're going to get the wing lights on as well. Alright, yeah, good, the strobes were on. For some reason I thought they weren't. A nice little airport out there in front of us, but San Francisco is Over there somewhere. I'm sure we'll come into view the Clear Street Gap. Let's see if we can see it from an outside view. No, not yet. Not yet. Oh, unfortunate. Alrighty, so this is now making the turn. Actually, go ahead, pull this back. Let's get down to 250 for our 10,000 foot transition. And we're going to go ahead, drop that first notch of flaps. Probably a little too fast for that, but that's why they're not fully being deployed yet, but we're getting close on them. Actually, let's take this all the way down to 200. Go ahead, bring up the speed brakes. And we'll kick another notch of flaps in there. Let's go ahead and arm localizer and approach. Yeah, we need localizer first. Up to C-pin next. And that's the hard 3200 restriction. But we gotta get down to 145-ish for touchdown, so we gotta bleed off another 60 knots or so. We'll do that on final. Just getting more established. Go ahead, pull speed brakes in. Airport should be coming into view kind of soon. It's just going to be either 1 to 2 o'clock. All right, we're about 20 miles out from San. We'll slow down to about 180, 10 miles out, and then 150, 5 miles out. Alrighty, flight attendants, thank you. Cabin is ready for landing. Boy, there are a lot of stars out tonight. That's beautiful. Airport should be just over there somewhere. I don't know why we haven't seen it yet, but the Golden Gate Bridge and all that. Actually, we're going to slow up a little early to take that back to 180 now. Bring up the boilers. And through your last 3 notches once we turn final. And yeah, it's going to be about 152 on final speed. Alright, there's the runway right there. The runway edge lights. Alright, 10 miles out, this back to 150. You know what? 165 should do. Go ahead and retract the spoilers. About to make the turn to establish. I'll drop the gear and everything. About 10 more knots of speed. Bleed off now. I'll go ahead, pull out flaps 15. Golden Gate Bridge somewhere around here. I believe it is. Not actually sure which one it is, but it's around here somewhere. Slow down 160. Get all that armed. Spree brakes out again. Alrighty, now that we're on altitude, I can go ahead, start the spoilers. Go ahead, arm them. Definitely going to be a bordering crosswind, so that's going to make the landing a little spicy. Well, that's within 10 nautical miles. Localizer captured. Just waiting on glide slope. There's the runways. Let's go gear down. Next notch flaps. It's always just fun to watch. Just waiting on the glide slope to come in. Yeah, good. That'll come in nicely. Straight right to left crosswind here on the landing. There we go. Pappies are definitely looking happy. I'll go ahead and drop the final notch flaps in now. Final 2 notches of flaps. Just watch that happen. Alrighty, I've got the plane, I've got the throttles. So if this landing is bad, it's totally my fault. What that means. Yep. I'm off course a little bit. A lot of little bits. And hey, I'm perfectly on the glide path. Still a little high.
Approaching. 2-8. Right.
Give it a little speed. A little high. Adjusting. Alright, we are high. Okay, I got lots of runway to play with.
Sync rate.
This gonna be rough. Yep, I saw that coming. So, well, that was not what I was expecting. Ended up striking the wingtip, so let's see what happens next. Note to self, check the settings, make sure I don't have crashes enabled so I can actually complete a landing. Yeah. That is going to be the end of this stream tonight, guys. Thank you so much for watching and have a absolutely fantastic evening. Bye for now, guys. Thanks for tuning in.